Okay, this is lesson 5. It's going to be about gesture drawing. It's a kind of sketching. Last time we did multiple line contour drawing, and then before that we did drawings like this, where line quality, where you did all the drawings with line and you didn't use any shading. Okay, and the multiple line contour that I showed you last time, I'll just give you a little quick show. Example here, we did this. I showed you how to make objects using multiple lines in your whole arm. Okay, we're going to use your whole arm again, but this time we're going to use it in a different way. Instead of going around an object like this, say if I'm making a picture, instead of going around the outline of the object, we're going to fill in the mass of the object. And that gesture is going to be almost like you took a photograph of an object. Now I've got an object right here. I have a picture. It's almost like you took a photograph of this, or you're seeing it all at one time. You don't want to see the handle and the spout and then the pot. You want to see the whole thing. It's very important that you get used to the idea of seeing the entire object. Now, you usually do the drawings with Conte, which is a kind of crayon, Conte, or you can do it with charcoal. You can do it anything that's a broad kind of materials which you want to use. And on this board, I can't do that, so I have to kind of show you with a piece of paper. So basically, what you're doing, say if I was going to draw that picture, is you do it. Give yourself 30 seconds. Speed drawing. You don't want to take a long time, and so doing it with this, I'm going to just fill it in. Basically, what you're doing is you're filling in the form like this as a mass, and then you add the handle. So it's a different kind of drawing. It's going to look kind of messy. In this case, I did it with the marker pen, which is not as good as using Conte crayon or charcoal. So you're after the mass of something, and you want to get it in as quickly as possible. And I've got a couple of drawings here. I'll do one for you here on a piece of paper. Okay, this I can do using, I can use these Conte crayon. In this case, it's a black piece of Prismacolor. Okay, and I'm going to do a drawing of the same object, and I have it sitting over on the side. Okay, and I'm going to capture this form as quickly as I can and say 30 seconds. So I just start to look at it. And I'm done. I didn't put any details in. I didn't put, this one has the lines around it. It has rings up the side of it. I didn't get any of those details. All I wanted was the mass, the form. Okay, so that's what I was doing with that one. Now I can do other objects. I have other objects. I have this one, which is quite a complicated object if you were going to do it with line. But I'm just going to do a gesture drawing of this very quickly. It's kind of a sketch. So yeah, try to get the mass of it. Feel the mass of it. You actually feel like you're drawing from the inside out. Okay? You're filling it up just like it was clear, and you're just filling up the object with your charcoal or whatever you're doing drawing, but you want to make sure it's a broad tip like that. Okay, other objects that work. Here's one. This is do a coffee cup here, like that, coffee cup, and quickly draw that. Try to get a feeling of the mass of it. But you can see it doesn't have any of the detail about it. All it does is just show its position in space. Now, gesture drawing is used for drawing people, figure drawing all the time. And I did a couple of sketches here. of my granddaughter. She posed for me, and this is a perfect likeness of her. And you can see that she was standing with her hands out. You can see the position of her body, and that is all you are trying to get. You're just trying to get the pose. You're not interested in details. I don't need to show any details at all. Okay, you can work on, if you don't have somebody to pose for you, which I happen to, you can do drawings of objects themselves. And I've been showing you here, I'm doing this whole picture, all right? I can do a drawing of the still life. I gotta turn my paper around here. Like I said, you can't do it on the board here. It just isn't, it's not the same. I used to do these on blackboard, and you could do it on blackboard with chalk. Okay, I'm going to do a drawing of this. So I would go ahead and quickly sketch out this picture. And you start off with 30 seconds, then you can give a minute. You can have somebody time you, because you don't want to spend too much time on it. If you get too much time, you end up not seeing the form quickly. All you do is you start to get details and sketch around the outside, and you don't want to shade, you don't want to erase, you don't want to do anything. All you want is this basic form. Now, if you don't have a model, which I do, you can take other objects like this, and I can put that object in, and I can look and sketch it and try to sketch it in next to it, and quickly notice the height of the object and how it relates to the object it's next to, okay? Then, if I want to, all I have to do is switch the objects around, get another sheet of paper, and start to draw the next one. I'll just do it up here in the corner. You can start to draw another grouping like this. Draw the whole group. See how I did that? I did the group over here. And this is, let's make this, this is another sheet of paper. See, I just draw the whole group in. And you can keep moving your objects around in your still life, creating different poses. And it's the same thing as if you have somebody posing, and you can add objects to it like this one. A block of wood could be placed on top. You could do that. Another one I did was you can add like something inside of your pot, like scissors or something, or you can have flowers if you want. Flowers are pretty complicated. Or whatever you need, just put things inside, but make them into a group so that you have a series of things to draw from. Okay, we'll move along here. I don't want to take too much time on it. After you have drawn the gestures, which I did earlier here when I'm in a drawing of granddaughter, I'll show you. Okay, I did this drawing right here and captured this, the general pose of how she was standing very quickly. And these are like maybe 20 seconds. I don't even think it was a 30-second long one. It was very, very quick. You can do what's called extended contour, what I call it, extended. An extended contour, you use the contour to tell you what the position is or what the pose is for that person. And then you can go around and do a slow contour line drawing if you get your person to stand still for you. And you can put a line drawing right over your gesture drawing. The important part that you have to remember is when you're doing the contour line drawing, if your gesture isn't quite right, go ahead and go outside of the gesture. The gesture is just there to give you something to kind of hang your head on, someplace to start, okay? All right, just about done. Let's see. Oh, you can do other things. You can use, I have a list over here, Conte crayon, charcoal, compressed charcoal, and vine charcoal. And vine charcoal is charcoal that is a stick kind of thing. It's a natural stick. And they're really good for drawing faces, figure drawing. You can use colored sticks if you want to. You can have each one of the, like this gesture could have been a blue gesture, and I could have put over the top with a drawing that's black or purple, the line drawing over the top. You can combine them. It's kind of fun. You can also use a very wide brush to draw with, and I would recommend that you are serious about the size of the brush. Use a pretty good size brush when you're doing your drawing so that you make sure that you don't start putting in line drawing. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is, okay, here's an example of an artist from Oregon. I think this is Jefferson Tester. And this was done about 1926. And you can see what he did. He started with a gesture drawing, a sketch of this person typing, and then he continued to add things to it. You look at it, you can see that he started adding ink lines to it, details to it, add a little bit of color to it, and then he took and put some white, it was probably gouache, or maybe it might have been tempera paint around it to complete the gesture. But you can see this is a gesture drawing. It's to show the person typing, and when you watch it, you can see them typing. They just are still typing, and this is from 1920, so 100 years old. Okay, anyway, so that's all I have to talk about this time. Gesture drawing is a good sketching method, and it's a good thing for you to use for drawing people or anything you want to. Okay, I'll catch you next time. Thank you.